Miigwech, Melinda, Tanshi. It's an honor to be here. And my name's Crystal, and I'm a Métis Greek Canadian with roots that connect to the Red River settlement, which is present day Manitoba. My auntie Annie Lavallee married into the Louis Riel family, and my mom's side of the family hails from Sparta and Athens. So for the past 12 years, through my educational charity, I am compelled and with production with First Peoples Voices. I've had the honor of visiting over 20 Indigenous communities across Turtle Island. So, being in the communities and listening to 100 plus stories, residential school survivors, 60 Scoop, language and culture department heads, chief and council, elders, young people. So, going to the communities and listening to the stories and then coming back into the major cities, I've noticed that there's a major disconnect between who we are as Indigenous people and what people actually believe about us. So many times I've asked people to share what they know about Indigenous people, and the answers are often the same. It's usually drunk, lazy, and living off the system. But that is so far from the truth, which is why the Truth and Reconciliation Commission carried the 94 calls to action. They have those steps, which are incredible steps towards understanding the horrible injustices of our past and the cyclical patterns that we've all had to push through while giving hope for the future. So I know that this isn't about reconciliation, but for an Indigenous person, reconciliation is relationship, relationship, relationship. And so, when I think about that as far as biases that we may have towards Indigenous people, I encourage you, maybe you start to Google, the communities that are near you and you start to pray for their healing. Or maybe you do what my friend did in Nova Scotia. She was so compelled to be a change agent. She started going to the community to buy her gas. Week after week, she got her gas and built relationships with community members. And today, those relationships are strong and there's a mutual understanding that's happening. Or maybe it's educating yourself about the skeletons in the closet from the past. Well, firstpeoplesvoices.ca, we have a whole bunch of stories of Indigenous people who live in their communities who are sharing their pain as well as where they found healing. So maybe that's your first step. And I know for me, growing up, I learned about the European history. And it was 12 years ago where I started to really grasp my journey as an Indigenous woman. And as I've been doing that, I have found a passion in trailblazing for the generation behind me. And on this International Women's Day, I encourage you to see God, see others, and see the future. And together, we can make it a better, brighter, happier place. Miigwech.